So the next person on the next keynote speaker is Mrs. Deborah Benjamin. She is the manager and director of ASCO, and her team is Enable Local Knowledge in the oil and gas sector. Mrs. Benjamin.
Good evening, everyone. All the protocols observed. I'm extremely happy to have the opportunity to address the gathering this evening. Congratulations to the board of AmCham on the anniversary. And I am also honored to be part of the board in supporting the mandate as the team goes forward. The AmCham in Trinidad is a very robust organization, and I look forward to our contributions in growing what the AmCham in Suriname will be as well. So ASCO is a UK headquartered company, and our services in energy and logistics are known globally. These are some of the customers, the clients that we have operated with and are operating with throughout the world. They represent every single oil major and every single oil major service company, as you can see. What ASCO does and what ASCO has brought to Suriname is our experience in operating in offshore oil and gas. We are very aware that Suriname has more than 40 years in oil and gas experience. We are happy to contribute where we can in the offshore sector, which is what is new to Suriname. The oil majors have a very specific way of doing things, and each of them have their individual ways of working and requirements that the logistics, materials management, and other services that we provide are unique and ensure that they are able to deliver what they can when they're in a drilling campaign, when they're in a development campaign, a development phase, and then ultimately in the production phase. So we hope to see most of these names come to Suriname. We already know that some of them have been here, and we hope to see all of these names here in Suriname at some point in the future. A little bit about me. Experience in retail downstream, midstream operations, and of course ASCO being an upstream player in oil and gas. So in terms of the entire oil and gas value chain, this is what we bring to Suriname in terms of being able to connect all the dots together in the energy industry and deliver on supporting all of the employees that we will soon have here. So ASCO entered Suriname last year to support the Total Energies drilling campaign at the Kuldip Singh port. Total Energies has had a base in Trinidad for a number of years where we have supported them in the campaigns there. And we began and concluded the transition of their entire base from Trinidad into Suriname early last year. We were able to support startup operations for the drilling in Block 58 early in 2022. And we supported that campaign until recently, where the successful drilling has been concluded, and of course the amazing announcement that was made recently. We have been able to utilize some of our CARICOM nationals, and I would very much like to see that we have been committed to ensuring that we build local capacity, local capability, as we've done that along the way. We firmly believe that there's a big difference between local content and local capability. As an international company, we very much like to focus on local capability, because what that means is that we ensure that we develop people at the same time that we are supporting the growth in the industry. What that does is ensuring that we build strong competence in local personnel, people that are developed to assume leadership not only locally, but that can be transferred globally. For those of us in the oil and gas sector, we are very aware that this is a very transient type of industry. So it starts, it stops, it finishes, it's very cyclical, and it goes all over the world in those cycles. So you'll get a burst of activity in one area, it stops, then it's transferred into another area based on where the major companies decide to put their investments at any point in time. What we have found have been successful is that when we develop our people to the capacity and give them the capability to be able to transfer those skills to any part of the world, no matter where those majors go, it helps them be successful as well. And this is what we want to introduce, what we have introduced to our personnel in Suriname, and will continue to do so in the future as the activity develops even more. This is an example of one of our Trinidad staff, two of our Trinidad staff, that we've grown for a number of years in Trinidad. And when the exploration began in Senegal with Woodside Energies, immediately there was a call to transfer a number of our team from Trinidad immediately to Senegal to be able to support. So the work is very similar. The capability to carry it out is what is necessary. So we build the skills that are easily transferable to any part of the world. The language is not the same, but because the operating mandate is the same, they are able to integrate very easily and supply the majors with what is required in those campaigns. And that is what we want to ensure we do for our personnel in Suriname. This is our supply base in Dakar, Senegal, as we said. Again, able to transfer a lot of local Caribbean skills across the globe. You know, a long time ago, there used to be only expats coming into the region, you know, with all the safety gear on their back and big safety shoes with guys coming off the flights and so on. Now, we are very proud to say that Caribbean people are being exported out of the Caribbean to global regions to be able to give that service, because we have been able to grow them. And not us alone, there are many other companies that do it as well, but ASCO is very committed to ensuring that we do that in the region and in Suriname as well. On the right side, two of our local personnel that we have hired and brought to Trinidad, where they did their initial training, and then they have been attached to the Kudipsing port since they came back and supporting Total Energies in the drilling campaign, and will remain through the development phase and beyond. A little bit of what I want to also draw attention here too is that personally, I am a big advocate of gender equality and women in energy. This is a sector that sees very few women and involvement from women, and it's very difficult to break your way into the sector. So I have personally ensured that we carry out the mandate of the United Nations goal of their sustainability goal number 5, gender equality, for the advocacy, the empowerment and development of women and young girls. So in our hiring processes, I ensure that we always have female representatives in our operations, and that we ensure that we support them in a way that they are able to learn, grow, integrate, which is very important, because for a woman to integrate into a male-dominated industry is very difficult. And we ensure that they have the same opportunities and that they are supported through their learnings and through their growth and development. So that is something that we will also ensure in the future as we ramp up operations, as activity ramps up, that we give women a fair chance in the industry as well. So just to wrap up, ASCO is committed to Suriname in developing local content, local capability, and promoting gender equality and diversity in its future logistics workforce. Thank you very much.